Hallo mensen, welkom terug bij een nieuwe video van Doki Doki Literature Club. Plus, we gaan vandaag gelijk weer verder met het fucked up gedeelte, mensen. Het is vandaag zaterdag 27 november 2022, 7:15, 7:15 s'avonds. En we gaan vandaag gelijk verder met Doki Doki Literature Club. Plus, ik ga geen nieuwtjes behandelen, mensen. Het vorige video heeft jullie zelfmoord gepleegd. Dat was fucked up. En we gaan verder. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politicals around the major clubs. Ik denk dat ik het muziek weer PC zachter ga zetten. Zo. Oké. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Holy dating literature. What the fuck? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but we only have 3. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Beetje sus. Hey Kaplium, by any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, maar eigenlijk wou ik loose gaan. In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome. You're really sweet, Kaplan, you know that? It's nothing really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Okay, what the fuck? Ik ben blijkbaar fucking important. Okay. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. What the fuck gebeurt er? A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Kapleung. What the fuck? All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Okay, threesome. Of eigenlijk quartet slash gangman, reverse gangman. So let me guess, you're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sore attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual, and this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So, I ran into Kapleung in the classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know, sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Kapleung? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Exciting. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate, right Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down a teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri is just trying to impress you. What the fuck? That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know? I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. Pastime bedoel ik. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So Kapleung, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep philosophical elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart off to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What gives you that idea? Ik kan het niet uitspreken. You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? Okay, bitchy. I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No, fuck you. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing at that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. Ik kan het woord echt niet uitspreken, man. Wat een kutwoord. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. What the fuck? I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Awkward. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? What? Ned and Yuri. Okay, say het blijkbaar Ned in plaats van Natsuki. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. What? I thought it was a good idea. Well, YOLO, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member. It seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Kapleung? What the fuck? Hold on. There's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decisions. Like, doe even chill, ouwe. I still have other clubs to look at and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought, what the fuck? What? The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Kapleung. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. Nee, shut the fuck up. Je wil gewoon neuken, oké? Zeg het gewoon eerlijk in plaats van tot kutreden te geven. Fuck off. Je wil gewoon bangen. Klaar. Pompen. Oh. Sorry maar deze main protagonist weet echt niet wat hij wil. De ene keer doet hij alsof ze een stuk vlees zijn en de andere doet alsof het een hele good guy is. What is it now? And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is a price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Fuck off, right? Okay, I've decided then. I'll join a literature club. One moment, ja, iedereen is blij. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Kapleung? Yeah. Sure, it could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Kapleung, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone, remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Kapleung, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah, what the fuck? Can the class star Monica with my mediocre writing? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Dan ga ik gewoon loesen. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. Laat me gewoon naar huis gaan, okay? With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow close to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. We gaan ervoor, mensen. We gaan... Yes? What? Oké. Bedankt voor die special poem. Laat me gewoon loesen. Oké. Eternity is Yuri. Dit is sowieso 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 Yuri. Wacht, wat gebeurde er met de ogen? Dat is... Wat? Gebeurde er niet iets met de ogen net? Wat gebeurde er net? Ik heb dat gemist. Fuck. Nou, meager. Grief. Lust is Yuri. Oké, dat is heel goed. Neuken. Massacre. What the fuck, ouwe? Doe normaal. Ik heb dat niet... Ik schrok daar een PC van. Mensen, het begint fucked up te worden, oké? Dat is het enige wat ik zeg. Het begint fucked up te worden. Het begint. Hi again, Kapleung. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh my god. Thanks for keeping your promise, Kapleung. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. What the fuck? Oh come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying manga en manga. Ligt het aan mij of is het aan het tilten of zo? Of ben ik nou spastisch aan het worden? Ja, wat gebeurt er met de background? Manga is literature, I don't care. Swiftly swing plops back into seat. I'm sorry, Captain. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Who's so disappointed? Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. The tone is veel lager. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. Oh my god, how's this girl accidentally being so cute? I don't know, so she even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Good word, phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. What is going on? Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. En dan ga ik natuurlijk Yuri fixen. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from her reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be in the first few pages. Oh god, Yuri. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. Hello, Yuri. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. Awkward! But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. Sure, I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. Oh, pardon, but I'm just reading a bit of this, so... Wat gebeurt er met je oog, Yuri? Je ziet er een beetje apart uit. That's the book that you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. What is going on? Just curious how come you have two copies of the same book. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. Doesn't make you sus, but I said to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well... I look at the cover of the book inside of Portraits of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... that might be a little bit of a spoiler, but anyways, I'm really into it. Okay, that's the book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Ik bedoel, het is een horrorboek. Like, wat verwacht je? What the fuck? Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Captain? Jawel, ik hou van horror. No, it's not that. I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. Like, totally forgot. Je kent er één dag voor, like, een uur. What do you mean? She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's a kind of thing that And it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway, then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets... I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. That's... I really don't think you need to be... I need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Oh my god, yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? Awkward, Yuri. What the fuck zeg je dit? I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? Next to yours. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just bathing in the feeling of your... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... wat zei ze? Wat zei ze? Die zwarte tekst is fucked up. Here, this should work, right? I slam my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Ja, je krijgt een boner, my fucking loser that you bent. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. We hebben deze scène weer stabiel met Yuri. Trouwens, heeft ze nu de hand bij de titel of ligt het aan mij? Of had ze dat altijd al? Takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, but I'm holding like this. We're holding, yes, it's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Ready to go to turn the page. Sorry, awkward. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Yeah, can't imagine why. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Chiki, ik ken je 5 minuten, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. What the fuck lul jij? Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Fucking creepy. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all. That's what you were talking about. Sorry, I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. Oh my god, yo. This is best wel creepy, we didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Like what? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Kapleung, did something happen just now? I have no idea, like, what the fuck. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. A bit sus. Pissie sus, zou kunnen zeggen. Suspicious. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? No, oh, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. What the fuck? Ah, don't worry. I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? What? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and then slip it back into my bag. Ik heb Natsuki of Monica. Nou, dan ga ik eerst voor Natsuki, I guess. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Fuck Natsuki. What? Kapleung, if you're not going to then go home. What? Harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Yeah, what the fuck? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. Like, it's a bitch that you bent. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Like, deze guy is wel alpha. Deze guy is alpha as fuck. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'll tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can climb, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Dat is volgens mij dezelfde die we eerder ook hebben gelezen, yeah. I told you that you weren't going to like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I would like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. Well, fuck them. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with her last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Nou, behalve als ze onder de 8 zijn, maar dan ga jij de fucking prison, bitch. Main character heb ik het over. Hi, Kapleung. Oh, fuck, bro. Having a good time so far? Oh, yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Kapleung. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Kapleung. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. But she spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. but that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. Indulged. She must really start for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly, like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri, fuck up bro, I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. What? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. Alsjeblieft, I suppose I should go get my poem now. Waarom doe ik de tekst ook? Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burnt eyes can no longer see color. Are there any others in this room? Are they talking, or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scranning playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. What the fuck? So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany, yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, but because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. You try so hard to make it perfect, then you never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this: if you keep it running, you're just gonna be and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. Let's go, Monica. Who should I show my poem to next? I guess Yuri, de laatste hier. Oh, she is interested. I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yes, Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. What the fuck? He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Like, wat is er mis met deze bitch? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Ja, dat vraag ik me ook af. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. What? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay, this is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thoughts, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Ik wist niet hoe ik dat woord moet uitspreken. Fuck al, Engels is echt een kuttaal. Nou, het is een leuke taal en ik ben er gewoon zo shit in. Dat vind ik niet chill. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them all and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes down with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to oh my god, cute. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. As if that's a rare opportunity. Which is something kind of funny. After all, it's supposed to be a literature club. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathin', it must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The lash yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calmly? Of calm? Wat staat er? Calm en dan een rare... I bathe. Calm. Comma. Breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Dat klopt echt, het is echt shit. But it took you, I actually think it's pretty, what? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Kepleung. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I ain't even thought of that. That's impressive. What? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Kepleung. Me too. Oké, wat gaan we hebben? We gaan het einde hebben. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all, I sighed. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They're sharing their respective poems. As they treat in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Smiles sadly. What's with this language? What? Did you say something? It's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Oh my god. Oh my god. Ik word triggered. Chill, Natsuki. Oké, chill. Shut the fuck up and chill. En waarom heb je bloos, jullie allebei? Dit slaat nergens op. Dom. About the feeling of giving up, how can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. What? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Bitchy, man. Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for a suggestion, I would have asked someone who actually liked it, which people did, by the way. Monika liked it. And Kepleung did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Kepleung liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what Yuri stands up as well. Oh my god, bitch fight. You're just jealous that Capellion appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. What the fuck? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs mentally grew a size bigger as soon as Capellion started showing up. Natsuki, what the fuck? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Shut the fuck up, Nanaka. Optieve. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. Wat gebeurt er? You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me, look who sucky you wanna be. You wanna be edgy, bitch? Edgy. Sorry, that's my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people together over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to improve anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Well, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? You fucking bitch, yeah, go on. Let's get me hear everything you're really thinking. I'm sure he'll be head over your heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns to us after I was standing here. Capellion, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How did I get something about Yuri, Tita, holy Tita soy. Fuck! Monica. Hallo? Gaat er iets gebeuren? Hey Capellion, why don't we step outside for a little bit? Bro, what the fuck gebeurt er? Crash mijn game of zo? Ik ga even deze video save hoor. Oké, we zijn er weer, ja. Of what is going on? Of crash mijn game nou echt? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. Wat gebeurde daar? It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some person done I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh, that's wel sad. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. What the fuck? Je gaat er geen eens vragen of het gaat? I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. Oh my god, doe niet so creepy. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Capellion, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Awkward. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. That's a beetje sus. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Capellion. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. Waarom? What the fuck? I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. Oh my... We moeten echt even de perfect poem schrijven voor deze stukje. Wat? Ik denk music memories is... Fuck! Ah, nu heb ik het afgekracht. Nou, marshmallow... Nee, wat doe ik? Determination. Oké, ik moet even afterimage. Ja, goed zo. Horror, zo. Night... Depression, deze... Sensation, zo. Contamination, zo. Insight, zo haar. Anxiety, zo haar. portrait so hard, infallible so hard, aura so hard, extraordinary so hard, incapable so hard, thank you so hard, strategy so Yuri. Boys, we gaan de Yuri route mensen, maar bedankt voor het kijken van deze video mensen. Als je het een leuke video vond, laat het me laten. Ben maar graag te abonneren, kan dat abonneren, comment kan dat abonneren. Trouwens, kijk nu naar de achtergrond, naar de poster. Daar zie je Yuri die zelfmoord heeft gepleegd. Ja. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting today already. I've gone a little more over the past. Ja, ik weet niet wat er gebeurde. Ja, save, weet je, voordat het te laat is. I have gotten a little more comfort over the past couple days. Entering the club when the usual scene greets me. Welcome back, club. Hi, Yuri. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression, but the wave of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little. Yuri glances over her shoulder, looking around the room. Natsuki is reading manga at her desk. And surprisingly, Monica isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me to the corner of the room. Yuri, what about yesterday? I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before. And something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't actively mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Ik bedoel, ga sorry zeggen tegen Natsuki, niet tegen mij. Not just me, but Natsuki as well. Yuri. I'm happy that you were considerate and apologized, but you don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I had already decided that there's no way you can be a bad person. And now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it. Kaplung. Don't say those kind of things so frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. And I'm really glad that you joined this club. Mijn keel is een beetje... Wat gebeurt er met mijn keel? Everything is a little brighter with you around and... sorry, what am I saying right now? Hey, have you guys seen Monica? Oh my god. Natsuki, no I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was. Man, Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either? Yuri is clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't. Jeez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday, I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I said. And I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So, Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? What? Jeez. Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're the kind of person who worries too much about the little things, aren't you? But I'll accept your apology anyways if it makes you feel better about it. Besides, it's kinda nice to hear since I was always afraid you secretly hated me or something like that. No, not at all. I don't hate you. Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Natsuki turns to me. You're still on trial, though. Hey. Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried about I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Nee, het boeide me eigenlijk geen ene flikker dat je weg was. Blijf maar weg, op dieven. Well, Natsuki was. I was not. What took you so long anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I was aware you played music as well, man. Oké, ik moet echt stoppen. Ik ga save hier. Yes. Oké, nou verder is mensen. Vanmiddag heb ik les gehad bij de Lidl. Ik heb een snoep. En ik denk dat vanavond Tyler 1 Outlast 2 ben ik bij part 7. Volgens mij van de 12. Dus ik ben redelijk ver. Ik ben over de helft. Dus ja, bedankt voor het kijken van deze video, mensen. Volgende video wordt het nog meer fucked up. En ja, ik wil gewoon even weer een video knallen. Ook al moet ik Far Cry video van eerder vandaag moet ik nog bewerken en uploaden en zo. Maar ja, YOLO. Later, mensen.